All right. It says I'm live. If you guys can hear me, please let me know. We do have a Saturday race, so not expecting a full house. This stream might be a little bit shorter than normal, but I'll go as long as you guys want me to. We have an hour before the race starts, although it looks like rain is going to take care of the on-time start time. So looks like we're going to get delayed. Hopefully not as bad as the Xfinity Series last night. I don't think that started until, I want to say, like almost 11 o'clock. So we will pop the chat out. And we will get this going. Looking forward to the race today. Obviously, I always love Daytona. Obviously, a hard track to project, but the racing should be fun. It's the playoff cutoff race. Expecting fireworks for the most part. Should be a good race here. So let me get my spreadsheet up here, and we will get talking. Just came off the stochastic live show, so hopefully I don't look too tired here. Never done back-to-back shows without a break, but got man spread here. Do appreciate you being here. Always got to have my wrench man handy. No pun intended. Also, if you're just now getting here, leaving a like on the stream, it does go a long way, and I do appreciate it. See, Joel says 2 lineups for tournaments. One has 600 remaining salary, the other has 8,700. I think that probably brings us to a good point where salary does not mean anything at a track like this. You can leave as much money on the table as you want. I mean, I think we've seen close to $20-some thousand left on the table be optimal at a track like this, and I think the pricing is atrocious this weekend. They didn't really price up any of the drivers. Well, they priced up a couple of these guys, but I don't think there's a good reason where Kyle Larson should be more expensive than guys like Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, really even Bubba Wallace. So, I mean, you can leave as much money on the table as you want this weekend. I think that is totally fine, but should be a good one. Lots of ways to go. Obviously, name of the game is always going to be place differential on a track like this. I think the Xfinity lineup last night left $13,000 on the table, if I remember correctly, and it was mainly PD. Let's see, Clint Wood says, on my way home from work, got to set these lineups. Hopefully DraftKings pushes the lock back for you. I would assume, I haven't looked yet, but I'm assuming they're going to at some point here if they haven't already. I would say an on-time race start's basically impossible. I think they're just now starting to drive the track. I think Bob said the cell is weakening, but you know, it's Florida. It can always pop right back up. So we'll see what happens, but hoping for the best. Hopefully do get the race in tonight. But it looks like the chance for precipitation does go down as the night progresses. Says, good to see you. Good to see you as well, Clint. What do we think about Kevin Harvick? So Harvick's not really a guy that I'm looking to target too much today. He is basically free over on FanDuel, but over on the DraftKings side of things, like, yes, I know he's cheap, but like I said, pricing doesn't matter. You're just going to have to get the top 6 scores on the slate. And for Harvick to do that, basically going to have to win the race. Even a top 3, I wouldn't say it's a complete guarantee that he is optimal. So not really too keen on Kevin Harvick for this race, even though he has been killing it the past month now. So got my man Joseph here, says time for another hour of Chris Takes. Yeah, just got off the stochastic show, so a little beat up and tired here, but obviously still looking forward to it. And then next week we have the Darlington race, which, what time is the Darlington race? I'm really looking forward to that one. I love Darlington as a track. It's one of my favorites. Let's see. Yeah, 6 p.m. So we have another night race next weekend. So depending on when the stochastic show is, maybe we can do it in the evening, but we'll see. It's on Sunday instead of Saturday, though. So maybe we'll just do it in the morning anyway. Oh, let's see. Got my man Geb here. Says, King Geb has arrived. Does anyone have a fiddle? What's up, Geb? Always got to have you here. Long-time member of the Discord. One of my favorites in there. Corey says, Denny Hamlin or Kyle Busch. I would have to go with Denny Hamlin there. I just think he's a better plate racer. Kyle Busch, nothing wrong with him today. Just started a few spots further back, but tends to run well with these. Gets caught up in the mess quite a bit, although Denny Hamlin's had a worse track record at the super speedways so far this season, but I'd have to go with Denny Hamlin there if I had to choose between the two. And that reflected my exposures personally. What's up, Chris? There's LaJoy or Castle in cash. Others are Blaney, Bubba, Almirola, Reagan, and Gregson. So I know Blaney's appealing today, but I can't play anyone above Keselowski as far as starting position is concerned. So I'm probably not going to go the Blaney route in cash. And it kind of reminds me of, Joey Logano at Daytona 500 this year. I want to say he was starting mid-pack. He was like 50% on cash games, but like, yeah, I know he's a nice PD play for how good he is at these types of tracks, but he can very easily get caught up in a wreck. So I personally did not go that route. And I want to say he ended up getting caught up in a wreck. So I try to avoid drivers starting inside the top 20 at tracks like this, especially in cash games. Tournaments, yeah, I'm fine with that. I have Blaney in tournaments today. I have Ross Chastain, but in cash games, I think you're kind of pushing it. But to answer your question, kind of rambling here, I would have to go with LaJoie over Castle. But I would probably take Blaney out. What's up, Natalie? Says, watching that race last night makes me think I should just pick out of a hat. So many wrecks. Yeah, that I think I didn't watch the race because I was working on Cup stuff and some other things, but I was following along in the Discord, and yeah, it got bad quick. I think it was kind of clean for a good chunk of the race, I want to say. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the race, I think they had like 3 or 4 overtimes. Bunch of good cars wrecked out. But yeah, picking names out of hats usually the best way to go about it in a track like this. Got a dono here from my man John. Do appreciate that. Says, hey bud, if you had to play 2 of these on FanDuel, who would you choose? High dollar 10-person max. Almirola, LaJoie, Reagan, LaJoie, or LaJoie and Gregson. Okay, so 2v2s here. I would probably have to go with the Almirola and LaJoie route. I think that's probably your best mixture of finishing position and place differential over on FanDuel. So wish you the best of luck with that, but that's probably the route I would have to go. Sam says, good evening, Chris. Good evening to you as well, Sam. Great night to go racing, hopefully. Need that weather to cooperate with us, but hopefully it's fine. Who's your 4 drivers you'd have in the championship 4 right now? If you were to pick, I'm going to be making a bracket prediction after the race. That's a good question. So championship 4, I think I'd have to throw Chase Elliott in there. I think that's kind of the gimme. I mean, it's no guarantee, but I think that's kind of the gimme right now. I'd take Chase Elliott. I'd have to throw Denny Hamlin in there. I know sometimes the finishes aren't there for him, but he's had a very fast car this season. Then after that, it gets a bit tricky. I want to say Ross Chastain, but man, the consistency just has not been there over the past month now, but he brings speed each and every single week. So I'll go with Ross. It's probably a stupid take, but I love the speed that he has, but I'm sure someone's going to pay him back at some point. And then the 4th one, I'd probably go with Kyle Busch there. So Busch, Elliott, Hamlin, and then we'll go with Ross. The first 2 I feel pretty good about, Elliott and Hamlin, but the next, after that, it gets a little bit murky. I mean, you could see Joey Logano steal a couple of races. You could see if Truex gets in there, I mean, there's times where he's just a dominant car or he sucks. So you never know what you're going to get with Martin Truex Jr. Bell has been really good. Kevin Harvick showing up. So I think it's pretty open after the first 2, at least in my opinion. And then obviously you have Kyle Larson still there. Like it's tough after that. But that's the 4 I'd run with. Mastermind says Busch, Suarez, Cindric, Gibbs, Hart. I'm assuming that means Haley. Stenhouse for cash games. I think that's a better tournament lineup. I think that's a very, very low-owned, risky cash build, which you don't want to do at a track like this. I personally would not go with that route. If I'm playing cash today, I'm not trying to build a lineup or anything, but I'm throwing in guys like Keselowski, Almirola, LaJoie, Gregson, Bubba Wallace, just kind of mixing and matching those guys in the back. I'm not trying to get fancy here, leave 10,000 on the table. I'm fine with that. Got a donut from my man K Diddy. I do appreciate that. Got the $10 thank you sticker. Longtime member of the Discord. Also gave me a shout out on the Dave Moody show, I think, once. I still have the audio clip recording of that, so do appreciate that. Jeremy says, bad brag, good to go. Oh, give me the good to go there. I forgot to read that. But yeah, I like Brad Keselowski quite a bit today. Obviously, a bit risky, probably gonna go balls to the wall, but I do like him quite a bit in all aspects. A great plate racer. Obviously, very good at Daytona. Was good here at the first race of the year. Finished 9th. Just kind of had a crappy restart at the end of the race, but I do like him a lot starting in 24th. I think he was 17% owned, if I remember right, starting in 3rd for Daytona earlier this year. So I'd expect some pretty high ownership again today. Manny says, hit the like as you enter, knock it out early. Yeah. Quicker you knock it out, the easier it gets. Carmi says, thanks for answering my question early. No problem at all, Carmi. If you have any more, I'd be more than happy to answer. The more you guys interact with me, the easier it is for me to have content to talk about, because I got nothing to say without you guys. Earl says, running ragged. 24 hours of Daytona, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens today with the weather. I pull up Bob's Twitter here. Fortunately, I got my lineups in over on FanDuel because I know they're not going to push back lock. They never do. But let me pull up Bob's Twitter to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Some official news. It just says, sounds like NASCAR will be starting to drive the track as the sale is weakened. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. I got my weatherman in Discord. He keeps us updated. Very, very good with it. Charles says, what's up, Chris? What's up, Charles? Thanks for the content as always. No problem at all. Saturday edition of the stream. Do appreciate everyone being here on your Saturday night. There's a lot more things you could do than watch me talk about cars going around the track in a left pattern, but I do appreciate you guys being here. I know there's going to be people that hop in tomorrow wondering where the race is at. It happens every year. There's a Saturday race. I mean, I love the night races, but it's only a problem with having it on Saturday. See, Matthew says, Brad or Chase Briscoe, 121 single entry, other people in line below 29th. Ooh, if I had to pick between Brad or Chase Briscoe, it's really a coin flip, but I'm going to have to go with Brad Keselowski there. I like his upside a lot at a track like Daytona, but it's a coin flip. Ownership should be pretty similar too, but I think Keselowski comes in a little bit higher owned. Jeremy says, Ty Gibbs going to ride in the back. It could. I mean, I kind of prefer that for at least a good chunk of the race, just not to get wrecked out early on, but I'm not sure he's going to ride around the back. We'll see what happens, though. Got Mom here, says, hi, bud. Happy race night, everyone. Let's go, Joey. Yeah, it's a good week. It's probably a good week to be a Joey fan. This is one of his better tracks. It's just he kind of gets caught up in the mess a lot. He's a very aggressive driver, very aggressive blocker, and tends to get caught up in it, but usually runs well. But I don't have much of him today just because he's starting in the top 3. Basically has to win the race to be optimal, which I think there's a chance he wins. I think I have around 6% Logano today, which is a lot more than what I normally have for a driver starting in the top 3. Sharp says, I'll be at that race, Chris. For Darlington? That's awesome. Hope you enjoy it. Darlington's a really fun track, I think, especially at nighttime. Always love when they do the throwback paint schemes, too. But it should be fun. You know, Darlington, a great track for guys like Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson. Jay Smoke says, what's good, bro? What's up, man? Another week. Who's your favorite play this week? Watch Burton win it. It's certainly possible. And yes, we're going to need all the luck we can get. If I had to say a favorite play, it'd have to be Bubba Wallace. He's just going to be chalk, though. Like, if he comes in above 50% today, I will be underweight on Bubba. If he comes in the mid-40s, I'll probably be pretty even to the field. Like, I want a good chunk of Bubba, but I don't think he's like an absolute 100% lock must play. Like, Eric Almirola could easily outscore him. Brad Keselowski could easily. So I like him a lot, but I'm not trying to go insane on him. Got a donor from a man spread says, loving the beard, boss. Yeah, I've just been too lazy to shave, to be honest. I don't really like it, but we got to shave. It'll be gone by next week, that's for sure. But I do appreciate the dono spread. What's up, Bonnie? Says, hey, Chris, if you're only playing 20 max, how much Bubba and Gregson would you have? So if I was playing a 20 max, so 150 max right now, sitting at 48 Bubba, 42 Gregson. I feel like that's, like, it's not overboard, but I think it's fine. If I was playing a 20 max, I'm probably getting to like 55, 60 Bubba. I'm probably getting to about 50 Gregson. If I'm playing a 20 max, you have to go a little bit tighter on your core. So if you were trying to be a little bit overweight in the field, that's the route I would go. Because they're a very good place. Gregson's the safest play on the slate. Ken says, I think we'll be lucky to have 15 cars left at the end. What you think? Hey, I hope there's 15 cars left at the end. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. 1 second. Let me gotta put something in chat here. 1 second. Oh, wait. I screwed it up. And now I lost my chat. All right, good. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, 15 cars left. I wouldn't be too surprised about it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 20 plus cars wreck out. I mean, it's Daytona. It's the night race. It's the playoff cutoff race. Lots on the line here. You definitely see a lot of carnage. That's for sure. And we always see the most carnage at Daytona compared to the other tracks. It's more narrow and going to be right on top of each other. What's up, Pope? Says, hey, what's going on, Chris? Happy race day. What about strategy for a single entry? So if you're playing a single entry, I guess it kind of depends on what size of single entry you're in. So if you're in a lower entry field, like 100 people or less, you can go a bit chalkier. But if you're talking about thousands of people, that's where you start to get a little bit more risky with drivers starting close to the front. So if it's a large field, I don't mind mixing in a guy like either Ross Chastain or Eric Jones up top that have potential to win this race, but it'll go a little bit overlooked because of where they're starting. But for the most part, it's a very similar strategy where you want these place differential guys, but try to get off the chalky ones and try to go to the lower owned ones. So instead of playing an Eric Almirola, you can play Daniel Hemrick, who has very similar upside. Instead of playing a Corey LaJoie, who should be chalky-ish today, pivot to a Ty Dillon. No, a Gregson, go to a Gillen, if you get the concept. Same strategy, but just kind of getting off the chalkier guys, because all these guys basically have equal chances. So it's kind of the best way I could probably explain it. Albert says, I got Chastain, Briscoe, Wallace, Jones, Haley, and Burton for big field GPPs. Seems like a good starting point. It's risky. I like all three of those drivers for tournaments. They actually made my article as far as the tournaments are concerned. I like Chastain a lot, Jones, and Haley. I think those are three guys that have potential to finish top 5, potentially win this race, and should be a little bit lower owned compared to where their other drivers that they're priced around. But a little risky having 3 guys inside the top 18, especially 2 guys in the top 12. But I think that's fine for tournaments. You still got a good mixture of chalky plays, differential plays, and lower owned tournament plays, so I'm okay with that. Albert, I already read that one. Jay says, hey Chris, what's up, Jay? Hope you had a good week. Sure did my best. Best value or values today on DraftKings. Well, it's a tough question this week, Jay, because value, it's hard to say because the pricing does not matter this week. Like normally we're trying to jam in those top end guys and we can kind of get stuck with a few value plays, but I mean, you can build a whole lineup with value plays today. But as far as projections are concerned, my top value plays, just from projection standpoint, Bubba, Gregson, Castle, Reagan, Gillen, Burton. Like, it's just, all those guys are viable plays down low this weekend. Ethan says, thoughts on Bubba, Almirola, Keselowski, Gregson, LaJoy, and Hemrick for DK Cash. So that's a one off the one I built, Ethan. I think that's really good. I think Cash this week, it's like a big 1v1, big 2v2. I mean, everyone's playing Bubba. A lot of people will play Kes. Everyone's playing Gregson. A lot of people are going to play Almirola and LaJoy. After that, it's kind of just pick your favorite one at the end. You picked Hemrick. I'm okay with that. I kind of think David Reagan's a good play there. I think even a Chase Briscoe is viable, but I mean, I think they're all fine plays today. John says, thanks, brother. That's what I had. Awesome, John. Hope I had. Enjoy your night with Jules. Thank you, John. Hopefully you have a great night as well, too. Hopefully we can get this race going. 5-Star Logistics LLC, I guess a little business plug there. So they started the Xfinity race last night. Plus, with the lights at Daytona, they can start the race at 11 p.m. Yeah, I mean, they can certainly start it late for sure. It's just at a certain point, the network doesn't let them start the race. So I think it's pretty much got to be by like 10:30, 11, like we saw last night. See, Sharp Soul says, sorry, Chris. Yeah, I'll be at the Southern 500 to see the Lady in the Black. Yes, it's a really fun track. I love that one. Wonder how many even know what the Lady in the Black is at the Field of Trees. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm talking about the track. I think it's got a couple of nicknames. What's the other one? Oh, the track Too Tough to Tame. That's the other name of for Darlington there. Lady in the Black, track Too Tough to Tame. It's a good track, though. Looking forward to that race for sure. Plus, we got it at Sunday night, so back-to-back night races. And this one's on Sunday, which I prefer over the Saturday races. But I guess it worked out because there's no UFC this week. I think they're calling it week 0 of college football. I don't watch college football, but I guess it's called week 0, whatever that means. Tonio says, hey Chris, I'm in a no salary, just can't pick guys more than 10 times in the season. Who are the top 6 for this race to take no salary? That's it's tough. I don't know what the scoring format is. If you just mean strictly on finishing position, I can tell you my top 5 projected finishers, if that helps you at all. So, again, don't know your scoring, but this is how I have it projected to finish. Elliott, Blaney, Ross, Hamlin, Logano. That's what I got in the top 5. So hopefully that helps, but I still know your scoring. Got my man Bull here. What's up, Chris? Not much, man. Doing well. Live and die by Bubba, Hamlin, and Gregson tonight. It's not a bad group of drivers. I think Bull told me earlier in the week that it's going 100% Hamlin and Bubba. I told him he was crazy, but it can certainly work out. Certainly can work out. Just got to hope they don't crash. Charles says, I hit good last night on DK. You mean for the Xfinity race? I'm assuming no one else would have been on besides baseball. But I'm glad you did, Charles. Glad you did. I don't play, but my Discord plays, and I like watching them tilt the race. It brings me joy. John says, do you like Blaney or Hamlin in GPP for highest placed driver? I would go with Hamlin if I had to pick between the two. You give me a couple of extra spots there, very similar plays, but I'll go with Denny. Carmi says, is it safe to start the 7 in 62? Yeah. I mean, all the cars are basically equal. I mean, obviously, I think guys like BJ McLeod, Cody Ware probably suck the most, but it's just the name of the game is avoiding wrecks. So I have no problem with LaJoy. I have no problem with Noah Gragson. That 62 car for Beard Motorsports has done me very well at these track types. Obviously, Gregson's not Brandon Gaughan, but I miss him. Miss him a lot. Brandon Gaughan was an autoplay every single time. He smashed every time, started last. I miss him a lot. But hopefully Noah Gragson can fill that void tonight. What's up, Dave? Byron for DraftKings GPP, is there a good pivot? I like Byron. So he's $8,400. I would say the pivot there is probably Cindric. But both are good. I have more Byron personally, but both are pretty good plays. Obviously, Cindric won Daytona early in the year. William Byron dominated Atlanta. I want to say he led 100 plus laps in that race, if I remember right. Won it. So I have no problem with Byron today. It's just been a very, very rough stretch of months now for William Byron. Seems like ever since Joey Logano put him in the wall at Darlington, I believe it's just been downhill ever since. David says, I love my chalk. Wallace, Hamlin, Ty Dillon, Briscoe, Blaney, Almirola. Yeah, it's pretty chalky. Ty Dillon's going to be your lowest owned guy there, but yeah, it's definitely a pretty high owned lineup for sure. Steve says, love you, Chris. Right back at you guys. Right back at you. We are in Daytona for the race, hopefully. Nothing like thunder in the sky and stands. Yeah, Steve, you got to give me some updates if you're there. Is it still raining? Because Bob isn't giving me many updates here. But hopefully enjoy the race. Hopefully we can get that going. But it should be a good one. It would suck to get like an afternoon race in August in Florida. I can barely walk outside in the afternoon. So I can't imagine sitting in the stands, especially with cars, gasoline everywhere. It just sounds like a bad time. Then he says, what about the 15 car, David Reagan? I like Reagan a lot today. I actually have a lot of David Reagan. Let me pull up my exposures here. Like 30% David Reagan. I think that's fine today. I like him a lot. I think you can play him in cash games. I just think he's going to kind of ride around and then just grab his good finish at the end. If you're looking at his super speedway finishes this year, 8th, 18th, 24th, that's awesome. I'll take that any day. Take it any day. Easy says, what's up, Easy? Says, listening on the way home from work. Good luck, all. Well, wishing you the best of luck, Easy. See you in the Discord later on, hopefully. But hopefully make them back from work, all right. Matthew says, last man in, Brad K, LaJoy, Briscoe, Castle, and Reagan. If it's a tournament, I guess I would say Keselowski. If it's a cash game, I guess still Keselowski, but I want to say David Reagan. What's up, Luke? I'm eating this 100K. I just welcomed my son in the world. I'm already out of money. Well, congrats. Congrats to you, Luke. Hopefully that all goes well, and hopefully you're enjoying it. But yeah, you might need the 100K for sure. So hopefully you can win it. Hopefully you can win it. I know those probably get pretty expensive. I know I ate a lot of food when I was little. Mike says, hey, Chris, just got in here. What's up, Mike? Can't wait for tonight. Nothing like just rolling the dice and hoping for the best. Yeah, it's the best way to put it. We can talk about all these awesome plays, but I will be the first to admit you don't know what's gonna happen. But it's awesome. It's fun. It's fun to watch. The only thing you can do to track like this is build your lineups in an optimal fashion. But if anyone sits here and tells you they know who's gonna race the best and just not wreck, they're just lying to you. You got to get lucky, but you got to build your lineups the right way. And I think we can do that, but you definitely have to have some luck on your side. Carmi says, what's a solid winning lineup? I don't know the winning lineup here, but I think just grabbing guys like Bubba, Almirola, guys from the back for the most part, mixing and matching is the best way to go. But can't give out a full lineup, unfortunately. RaceFan22 says, they're going to get this race in tonight or what? I hope. So I follow a weather guy on Twitter. He says, maybe I follow him. I don't know. What's this? Maybe I don't follow him. I think his name's Brian. Is that what it is? Maybe. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Okay, I do follow him. All right. His name is Brian Newdorf. Probably butchered that. So last thing he tweeted was, I believe Well, I don't know. I missed it though. Maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. It was some NASCAR weather guy. He posted like an 85, 90% chance that we're going to race tonight. I can't find the tweet. Maybe he deleted it. I'm not sure. But that's the last thing I saw. Martin says, congrats on Stochastic. Fun to watch you rise. No question. You just addressed Bubba. Yeah, thank you, Martin. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing the Stochastic stuff over there. Broaden my horizons and good cast of people over there. Do appreciate you moving on over to this one as well. But anyway, what'd you say? Oh, no question. Okay, gotcha. Race fan says, Oxford 250 weekend in Maine. What is that? Oxford 250 weekend. Let's see. I apologize. I have no idea what that is. Let's see. Super late model race. That's what it looks like. I'm assuming you're in Maine. Well, if you are, hope you enjoy the races. Or, I don't know. I'm trying to look at the thing here. I'm trying to be informed. Outside of the NASCAR Cup Series, I'm not... Okay, yeah, it looks like there's a ton of stuff going on. The 250 weekend, so... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I guess if you're in Maine, probably having a good time. Jason says, what's up, Chris? What's up, Jason? It's good old Jason again. What do you think? The best top three. If you mean finishers, I had it Chase Elliott, Blaney, and Hamlin or Logano. But it's not. It's a super speedway. Good luck projecting who's going to finish where. See, Austin says, anybody gets sent to the front? That's a first. No, I don't think anyone got sent to the front. Don't think so, anyway. But honestly, it's probably a good punishment for a track like this. If you get sent to the back, I think they're doing you a favor. I think at Daytona and Talladega, if you fail inspection or something, they send you to the front, and you got to batter your way out of that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the contest this week. So, Spread dropped the link in chat. I'm not sure how many people have joined. We were almost being full. I wasn't going to run 2 contests this weekend because obviously it's Saturday. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know the race is on tonight. We have 15 spots left in the contest, so if you haven't yet joined it, Spread dump the link in chat, or if you're already part of the league, just get in there, and yeah, I guess that's it, really. More people that join, the more prizes there is for you all, so you're doing yourself a favor. Justin says, can you explain the term chalky? I hear you say it all the time, and I've looked it up, but not sure I fully understand what it means. Love your content. I watch and use it every weekend. I appreciate that, Justin. That's a good question. Don't think it's a stupid question or anything. I mean, I didn't know what it was at first when I first started playing. So chalky just means it's what the field's going to be on. Like, for example, Bubba Wallace, he's chalky today. Everyone's playing Bubba Wallace. He's chalk. So I guess the opposite of chalk would be looking at your little pivots there. That's trying to... I think that's the best way to explain it. But yeah, the chalk, it's going to be the popular drivers. It's Wallace. It's Noah Gragson. It's guys like that. So hopefully that answers your question. Just means high ownership, really. That's what race fans said. Appreciate that. Got the block doc here. Says, good evening, Chris. Good luck to everyone. Is 40% randomness enough? Yeah, that's fine. I actually, I was playing around with the randomness today. I actually did a 500% randomness just to see what would happen. It looked kind of funky. I tamed that down a lot. I did 100% randomness. Still looked a little funky. I think I went up to 50% and I felt good about that. But yeah, put it to like 100%, 500%, and the lineups kind of look pretty fun, to be honest. But I went with 50% on the randomness. Let's see. DFS Ed says, in previous Super Speedway lineups, has there been any occurrence where 2 sub 5,500 guys are optimal or in the top lineups? Yeah, I mean, I don't have them offhand at this very moment. I could obviously grab the data, but I remember looking at them in the past. And yeah, there's been times where you're going to see drivers that are super duper cheap crack the optimal. Like, I believe, I'm trying to remember, but I mean, obviously we've seen BJ McLeod, guys like Cody Ware, they've been able to crack it a couple times, I believe, but it's certainly possible today. Like, you have Noah Gragson, $5,300 starting at 37th. If he gets a top 15, top 20, decent chance we see him in the optimal. David Reagan's $5,100 starting at 34th. He could very well get there. Harrison Burton could get there. So yeah, it's happened before, but I don't have the exact statistics right in front of me. So, but I do have this year's optimal lineups, and let me see what Daytona looked like. So we had Reagan at $5,100. He was the cheapest that made it in at Daytona. Atlanta was $5,300 for LaJoy. Talladega was $6,600 for Jones, but like I always say, Talladega can be a little bit more hit or miss. What else we got? Atlanta again, $5,500 for Burton. I think that was the last one. So, but yeah, I mean, we've seen it in the past. Certainly possible. Josh says, the stack in the back and what teams scare you in terms of being able to finish the race without engine issues? I mean, anybody can finish this race. We've seen like even the worst of the worst, like BJ McLeod, be able to get a top 15 finish. So I don't have any concerns about engine issues because we don't have like a full field. Usually we'll see like a Greg Biffle work his way in there, just a couple of randos, and that's when I start to worry a little bit. But I think all these guys are fine. Albert says, I know you've said to stay away from the top 10 drivers. If you had to pick, which of them would you choose? So fair warning, I do have some exposure to the guys in the top 10, but for the most part, I am pretty underweight. So in the top 10, I can just read my exposures. I think I have like 7% Elliott, 6% Logano, like 1% of Bell and Reddick and Harvick. Yeah, the really only one in the top 10 I would mess with is Elliott and Logano just because I think they have the chance to win. But even then, it's a very low amount. Then I have 0 Kyle Larson. And also a fair warning, a lot of times if you do the stack the back strategy, you will be doing quite poorly for the majority of the race until there's some wreck going on, but never fret. Usually if you're winning money early on, you're going to lose a lot at some point. Albert already answered that one. Bo says, hey Chris, what's up, Bo? Thoughts on Bubba, Blaney, Hamlin, Briscoe, Gregson? All drivers that are in my pool today. I have above 20% of all those guys, so I can't say I don't like it. Antonio says, thanks. Yeah, just answering somebody else, I think. Okay. Charles says, pretty sure Bubba is the most expensive driver I'm playing out of 25 different lineups. I don't have a problem with that. Now, I'm not sure if that's DraftKings or FanDuel, but I'm always going to assume it's DraftKings. I'm okay with that. I mean, you can put a lot of lineups not going above Bubba Wallace today. Leave as much money on the table as you want. Adrian says, what do you think of Brad Keselowski tonight? Could be a bit of a wreckers or checkers event, but I do like Keselowski quite a bit starting in 24th. We know how good he is at a track like this. Manny says, how's mom's pick going to do today, Joey? Yeah, she'll like Joey every weekend. Joey's killed it the past 2 weeks. I don't remember 3 weeks ago, whatever happened. Couldn't even tell you what race that was. But is it Indy? I don't remember. I don't want to remember Indy. But anyway, yeah, Logano's been on fire. Obviously, the super speedway is always going to be a threat. But for him to be optimal, got to lead some laps, got to win the race. That's his path. Anything short of that's not going to work out. Jeremy says, I almost melted at the last Atlanta race. Oh, I'm sure. I forget what the temperature was, but it couldn't have been great. Yeah, I mean, if you have tickets to Daytona tonight, you were hoping that race gets in tonight because you do not want an afternoon race in Florida in August. You do not want that. Travis says, made the trip from West Virginia to Daytona for my friend's birthday. Really hoping to go racing tonight. I think we will, Travis. You might have to wait it out a little bit, so just try to keep yourself awake. But hopefully you had a great trip, and hopefully it gets even better tonight. And hopefully you're enjoying Florida. Unfortunately, it rains every day in the summer. Chris says, what's up, other Chris? What's up, man? Give this guy a like, yeah. Giving a like does go a long way. I do appreciate that. Kay says, thoughts on Team Penske and one line for GBP on DraftKings. If I'm betting one lineup tonight, I wouldn't do it. But if you have other lineups, I guess it's fine. But again, Joey's a very risky play. But I like Blaney, I like Cindric quite a bit. Those are two very similar plays there, starting 14th, 16th, but both have top 5 potential for sure. Joey obviously has top 5 potential, but you need him to win. Spread says hopefully they 1-2-3K. It's possible. It's possible. I feel like someone will do something stupid though. Let's see, Bull says Briscoe, Gilly, Hamlin, Gregson, Bubba all over 40% and a 20 max seems like a death wish, but I'm here for it. Well, no, I mean that's not a bad group to be on. 40% Gilly though, that's a bit high. But the thing is though, I don't mind that because Gilly's not going to have as much ownership as a guy like Noah Gragson. Not going to have as much as Corey LaJoie, so I don't mind that as a pivot. You also have David Reagan down there soaking up some ownership in Harrison Burton, so I mean, he's the pivot there. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Starting 32nd. Can't really do much to hurt you. John says, who is the closest to a must-have in cash in tourney? Not Bubba or Noah. Ooh, in cash games, I would probably say Almirola. In tournaments, I mean, you can play anybody in a tournament. About just throw Almirola in for both there. Charles says Reagan. I'm fine with David Reagan too. David Reagan's a very good play. Kevin says the rain is going to end. Will they start this race that late, you think? So they did Xfinity at like, was it 10:45 last night? I forget exactly when it was. Obviously, Cup Series race is going to take a bit longer. But, I mean, it should be fine. Should be fine to go tonight. But I'm not going to make any promises. I mean, we can always have weather pop up and you never know. I'm updating Twitter here. Looks like Bob did not tweet again. Let me see. Okay, Bob just tweeted. It says, not running in the garage area at the moment. Teams are just about getting access to cars to start heating fluids, getting cars ready to race. I'll be honest, the radar doesn't look good. So it looks like there's rain everywhere around the track. It looks like there could be more rain coming. But Florida's weird though. It just like pops up and it sits there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It doesn't look, the radar doesn't look good though. I'll tell you that. I don't know if DraftKings moved back lock time yet. I'm good to go either way though. Manny says the ratio just isn't right. Hit the like 180 to 67. Won't cut it, fam. I appreciate it, Manny. You're trying your best. Hopefully we can get the 100 out. Hopefully we can get to 100 by the end of the stream. We'll see though. But it's tough on Saturdays. Not as many people always tune on Saturdays. Bull says average salary $44K tonight in the 20 max. It's fine with me. It's fine. I mean, you're gonna want to leave money on the table tonight. I think if you're putting a lineup with all your salary used, unless Hamlin, Busch, Blaney kill it tonight, I don't really think you're gonna want all your salary used. Carmi says thanks, bud. No problem. No problem. Charles says they started the Xfinity race at 10:30 last night, so I faith this race will be started tonight. Yeah, I mean, I would expect it to happen, but like I said, no promises. No promises. Earl says Chris is having a pool party for the Darlington race. At least that's the word. Yeah, gonna have 200 people show up at the apartment ready for a pool party. I'm down for it though. I don't think they could turn away that many people. Get the race going, have a live show, actually live in person. Yeah, see, Steve says, stay rain for the last 2 hours. Takes about 2 hours for the Thunder Titans to drive the track, and you never know. I mean, something else could pop up. So, yeah, I would just sit tighty. Sit tighty for a while. Probably have enough time to get some dinner if you want, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Charles says, although just looking at the radar, it seems to have gotten worse. Yeah, I mean, when Bob tweeted that, I'm like, this doesn't look that great. But Bob's the most optimistic person I've ever seen on Twitter. I don't think he's ever seen a radar he didn't like. See, Austin's message got retracted. I'm just going to assume that was spread, which makes sense. Kevin says the rain looks too clear at 10:30. Whew. If the rain's not clearing till 10, it's going to take a while to dry the track. That would probably be a no-no. So I think we probably want it to clear by 8-ish. We'll see though. We'll see. Deuce Trey says, "What's your top 3 winners today?" If I'm projecting people to win the race, it's like Elliott, Blaney, Hamlin. But like I said, good luck projecting a winner at this type of track. I mean, gotta get really lucky. And there's a reason the Vegas odds are like plus 1,000 for the winner compared to what it normally would be like at a plus 400 or something. Jared says it's like a lotto ticket. Whoever gets 6 drivers through is in great shape. Yeah, it's like golf, I guess. I don't play golf DFS, but if your driver makes the cut at the end of the race, you got a chance. That's all you can ask for. And I'll tell you right now, if you have a guy wreck out at some point, you're not dead. You can still cash with wrecked drivers. I think I've cashed with like 3 wrecked guys once, and I want to say like my last cash lineup at a super speedway, like 3 or 4 drivers wrecked, and it still worked out because they were so high owned. That's just a track where they were going to expect a lot of wrecks. So, I mean, you're not going to be optimal with a wreck, but don't think your day is completely over. Bubba Pollard. It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Let me look it up. Might be thinking of somebody else though. I'm thinking of a mixture of Bubba Wallace and Tony Pollard here, but that's not the face I was expecting to see. So no, I can't say I know who he is. I thought I did for a second though. Brady says crazy to leave 7K Sal. No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, some of the best lineups that you can build leave 5 figures on the table. So don't feel bad about leaving money on the table. Sprite got promos going for me. Yeah, promo code CPEN. You get an instant deposit match bonus of $100 over on Prize Picks. That is a factual statement. See, Austin says, tell Bull to stop sending me head-to-heads. Yeah, when there's weeks where Bubba's a good play, Bull gets a little crazy and will start sending head-to-heads to Coach because he does not like Bubba Wallace. Come on, Tito in the chat. How's my dog CP going in this finding? How are you doing from this finding? You already know what I'm going to say. Let's do it. I already know Tito's going to say, let's go Truex. That man loves Truex to no end. But, I mean, Truex has not been bad at these types of tracks this year. But you better hope there's no new winner because he'll be in trouble. De Palma says, go contrary and stack the front. Don't do that. Don't do that. It just doesn't work at Daytona. I'm not saying a driver in the top 10 can't be optimal. That's possible, but you still need a lot of place differential. Because like at Atlanta this year, and I wouldn't really want to compare Atlanta too much to Daytona just because it's going to be different. I mean, obviously they're pack racing, but I would not expect it to look completely similar as far as the optimal lineup is concerned. But if we look at Atlanta, the driver starting 1-2, they finished 1-2. It sucked. It is what it is though. But the rest of the lineup was still mainly place differential. Let me if I can pull this up here. So, yeah, the most recent Atlanta race, Elliott started first, Chastain started second. They were both optimal. It is what it is. It doesn't usually happen. But then it was Almirola starting 22nd, Jones in 25th, Haley in 24th, and Burton in 27th. So, I mean, but that's why I always have my rule of 0 to 2 drivers starting inside the top 12 because there's a chance where, yeah, those guys can slip their way in. FanDuel locks at 7. I'm assuming DraftKings switched that. If not, you can let me know, but I don't think FanDuel would ever switch. No, we still have 14 minutes to lock over there, so we're still going to probably be here at 7, so I can read off some FanDuel exposures, and sometimes it translates to DraftKings a little bit. Sometimes. Anyway, let me get the chat back here. Siasen says, yes, best way to do it, play 4 guys in the time. No, don't do that, please. Don't. Although I will say, a lot of times at super speedways, you're always like, why didn't I stack the front? Because there's no wrecks. But by the end, I mean, there's usually always going to be a lot of carnage. Let's see. They might delay it. I think they are going to delay it. I mean, it'd be impossible to start a time. I mean, obviously, I don't think we got anything official yet, but Jay says, thoughts on Castle? I like Castle today. I have about 20-ish%, I think. And I think he's going to go a little overlooked because everyone's playing Reagan, Gregson, LaJoy, those kind of guys down low. So they might not get the Castle too much, but I like Castle. He's not flashy, but I think the statistic I read last year, or it might have been for the Daytona 500 this season, that out of all the laps he's ran at super speedways for Landon Castle, I think he's been running like 92% of the laps, which is great. Just good at not wrecking. That's all you can ask for. He finished 15th at Daytona earlier this year and then 19th at Talladega. So if he does that starting in 35th, you'll take that all day. Rob says, do you like NASCAR? I do like NASCAR. I do. I think anyway. Pete says, no way they are racing. Last night looked great, and it took all night to get it green. Not happening. It isn't even close. Well, plant your flag there. Pete says we're not racing. I don't know. We might not. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. I saw Stevie on Twitter put Lake Daytona. Yeah, there's a lot of water. A lot of water right there. A lot of water. I don't know when we'll start this. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't want to go racing tomorrow. I want to have a Sunday off. That's all I ask for. Bull says, can we wait to start the race till after the Bengals finish beating the Rams? Oh yeah, I forgot they're playing. I saw the Aaron Donald double fisting helmets swing and didn't even get in trouble for it, I guess. But yeah, I know there's some preseason going on right now. I think the Browns are playing, actually. I think. Let me see. Are they? No, they're not. No, okay, they do play tonight. I don't know when, though. Let's see. 7 p.m., all right. Spread says Bengals lost. Everyone like and subscribe. Yeah, goes a long way. Again, if you want to check out the Patreon, it's the end of the month. Can refund this last week for you if you do want to hop in. We got football starting very, very soon. Charles says lots of water. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. We have several people, I think, at the track in Discord, so they've been giving updates. Amanda's in there. Didn't look too pretty in some of the pictures she sent. Thomas is my weatherman. He lives in Daytona. Not looking great either, so we'll see. Big Deal says I want them to lock early, otherwise I change my lineups 5 times. I'm the complete opposite, Big Deal. I want them to keep pushing it back because I don't want this to happen, but if it happens to where we race tomorrow, I hate looking at locked lineups for that long. It was perfect. I think it was last year or 2 years ago for the Bristol Dirt Race. It had to be last year. They just kept pushing back lock. It got pushed to the next day, and they didn't lock the contest. It was awesome. They even opened up even more contests, too. So I'd rather that than have it locked because I just don't like that. But I can see both sides. Bull says I gotta get my money back from Coach from our last head-to-head. Oh, did he beat you? Didn't he fade Bubba and Bubba smashed, if I remember right? Must have had someone else wreck or something. Martin says DK now 744. I'd expect that to keep just going backwards. I keep refreshing Twitter to see anything, but got an update from Kelly Earnhardt on the weather. I'm not sure how much that means, though. Is Kurt Busch back yet? No, Kurt Busch is not back. He withdrew from the playoffs. I don't know. It's a bad situation for Kurt. I'm not sure he's going to retire, but I'd say it's probably unlikely he's going to race again this year, obviously. But I'd like to see him back again. He was doing good this year. He definitely had a fast car. I just think it would be a poor way to go out. I think at least maybe one more year just to kind of get final recognition for Kurt. Manny says, I have a choice, fam. Las Vegas or Fontana, my first race. Well, they're redoing Fontana. They're doing it to, a half-mile track now? Getting that ready for a half-mile. So I don't know what the racing's going to be like, but I'd probably go with that one. But the thing is, if you go to Vegas, you can go, it's Vegas. I mean, it's awesome. You can go to the Strip. I'm not sure what the heck's in Fontana. I guess it's close to LA, I think. But I'd rather be in Vegas. But tough decision. Smoking Gun says, looks like it's going to be a real late start tonight before they get going. Which actually, yeah, I mean, I can watch some Browns, actually, I guess. But gotta do something. Keep refreshing Twitter, not getting too much here. Not too much information. Sean says the Browns are playing the Bears at 6 Central Time. I know. Okay, so I'm a Browns fan. Sean's a Bears fan, so we'll see how that goes. Two franchises that haven't done too much lately, but yeah, I don't know if I'm even going to watch that. I just hate preseason football. It's just boring to me. Sean says, Thomas says it's looking better, but a late start. Did he say how late? I don't know what the rain's looking like. I haven't gotten an exact word. I can look up the Daytona Beach weather. Says, whew. Okay, it gets worse every time I look as far as the precipitation chances, because earlier in the day, around 6 to 10, it was like a 10 to 20% chance. We're now looking at 90 to 60% from 7 to 10. So it's not great, but also appreciate the dono. Races, what time did last night's race start? 10:45? Yeah, about that time, 10:30, 10:45. I'm not sure what time the race started, though. I wasn't a part of that. Smoking Gun says pretty close to that. Tyler says it's 45% too high on any driver on such a chaotic slate. I mean, yeah, you're pushing it. I think 45% on a guy like Noah Gregson's fine because he's super safe starting in the back. But him and Bubba are probably the highest I'd get to. And I think 45%, 50% is when you're really starting to push it. You're welcome, Manny. I think I forget what it was about the racetrack. That's right. Jay says Briss. I'm assuming Briscoe. Blaney, Hamlin, Castle, Reagan, Chase. Thinking about it. Probably not going Chase. But everybody else I can get with. Race fan says Vegas, baby. Yeah, Vegas is awesome. No doubt about that. It's a dilemma. I think the new Fontana is going to be cool, but I also want to go to Vegas. So. Smoking Gun says, personally, I like the late start just so I can get my yard mode. I understand that for sure. Got to get that out of the way, then you can enjoy your Sunday. Says, I'm a Kyle Busch fan. Hey, I like Kyle Busch too. I know a lot of people hate him, but I think he's good for the sport. Where do you think he's going to go next year? I don't know. It sounds like Colleague could make a splash. But, I mean, I don't know. It's wide open. Definitely don't think it's going to be JGR, though. Charles says, don't waste your time, mate. It's bad. You mean the weather or what? Martin says Browns are paying like 1.5 million for QBs week 1 in a game. Has to be some kind of record. Yeah, it's not the best quarterback situation at the moment. We'll get it figured out though. Sean says there's your $2 back that you Venmo'd me. Oh wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago. You're lucky I didn't charge interest. Lucky I didn't charge interest. Also, if you want to go to Sean's Twitter, I think it's just Sean Trailer 9. He posted his Daytona 500 exposures, which, if you don't know, he won the Millie. So if you want to look at those exposures and kind of compare of how he did it for where these guys are starting, I'd say that's a pretty good educational piece to look at. Talked about it in the video. Manny says we're used to Sunday racing, but I love night races. Yeah, me too. I would much rather have a race tonight than a Sunday afternoon race. You know, if we don't have a race tomorrow, I got like nothing to do. That'd be fun. Nothing to do. Micavelli, I think I said that right. My brother lives down there. He said it's ugly. Lives around Daytona. Yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. I'm pretty far away from Daytona, about 4-ish hours south, so I can't really give you a good diagnosis on the weather, but I can tell you right now it's cloudy and rainy, so it's not great here either. Jay says Chastain. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if it's Chastain, yeah, I think that's a good lineup overall, yeah. Much better than Chase Elliott for sure. Cody says, what's the word on Reagan? I like him today. I'm not expecting a splashy race, but if he can just ride around in the back and avoid wrecks, it's all I want from him. That's it. I like him a lot. If you're looking at his finishes at the super speedways this year, pretty darn good, actually. 24th, 18th, and 8th. And that's excellent for a guy his price point and for where he's starting. JJ says, what would your settings be if you were using an optimizer, max exposure variable? So what I did was I did like 50% randomness on DraftKings, 30% on FanDuel, and then the max exposure I have on DK went 48%, and then on FanDuel the most I have I think is 37, and my highest on driver on both sites is Bubba. But it looks like I might be a little bit underweight on both sites for the top end on Bubba, but pretty close to even. Smoking Gun says, I looked on the radar, according to it, shows the rain is supposed to be done by 9 p.m. I hope so. Doesn't help that the sun's not going to be able to help in drying the track. That's another thing we have to think about, but is it windy? Nope, not windy at all. That doesn't help either. Updated the weather, that has not changed. Looking at Twitter. Talk to me, Bob. Oh, okay. Well, if you guys watch DBC, Brett Griffin, one of the spotters on the podcast, says it's starting to rain again. That was 6 minutes ago, so. Oh boy. Not great. Not great. I don't know if the jet dryers can get the vortex theory going or not, but we gotta get something going here. Whew. Just saw a big map of Florida for the weather. It's not great, Bob. Not great. I hate to say it looks like a Sunday race, but it doesn't look amazing. Justin says, I thought they put the Fontana plans for a short track on hold indefinitely. Did they? I thought they were building. I thought I saw a picture they were building. I'll look it up, though. You got me curious. We have nothing else to do. Let me see. Fontana. Short track. I could have swore I saw a picture the other day, but maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. Okay. Best article I got from J-Ski, February 27th. Oh. Plans to convert Auto Club Speedway to short track run. I guess I'm just stupid. I don't know. Maybe I don't read the news enough. I thought I saw a picture the other day. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about, I guess. Race fan says Trackhouse. Just in general, I mean, I like Chastain. I'm not playing Suarez for where he's starting today, but Chastain's definitely got a chance to win. I don't think we really talked about him at all today, but in the incident-free races at super speedways, he's finished in the top 2 every time. Greg Emery says, I'm 20 minutes away, late start, taking a nap, and then brewing Cuban coffee. Well, look, I don't like coffee, but Cuban coffee just has a good ring to it, so hopefully you enjoy it. Dave Palma says, 100% Gregson seems like a no-brainer. I wouldn't go that fast, because I'm not going to compare Gregson to, was it Casey Mears? Yeah. Casey Mears once started 40th at Daytona, dead last. He was the first guy that wrecked out. I had 90%. Didn't kill me because he obviously outscored the guys starting up front that wrecked out early on, but it's no guarantee that they're not going to be the first ones that wreck out. So he says I got rickrolled. I guess so. I guess I'm just I guess I did. Because maybe it was one of the meme accounts. I don't know. I think Brett just tweeted again. Let me check. Okay, so Brett just said, what was dry is now wet, and the radar looks way worse than 30 minutes ago. We aren't starting anytime soon, and I'm afraid to move my car and lose this sweet signal spot I found. So, yeah, don't get your hopes up for today. Don't get your hopes up. The Palma says, I'm just east of Daytona, and it's pouring right now. It's great. King says, what's up, family? Is there a race tomorrow as well? No, they have the main race this weekend on Saturday, but it looks like we're probably going to get the race tomorrow anyway, and it'd be nice if we could get some new contests open up. I mean, shoot. That's what they did for Bristol Dirt. I think it was last year. No problem, man. Dakota says Cash Court. For me, it'd be Bubba Wallace, Noah Gregson, and then probably Eric Almirola. Probably the 3 I'd roll with. Oh, I'm sorry. Back-to-back shows, I'm not thinking very well yet. If he goes to Trackhouse, I mean, that'd be sweet. Kyle Busch with Trackhouse would be awesome. I love Trackhouse. I love what they're doing over there. And I like Pitbull, too, so it doesn't hurt that he's over there. Albert says, Chastain, Wallace, Hamlin, Keselowski, LaJoy, and Noah for a Corrin 3 Max. Thanks for the live stream. I like it. Obviously, Chastain's risky. He's risky, but I like it. He definitely has race-winning upside. Siasen says, tomorrow's weather doesn't look any better. Come on, coach. Don't give me double bad news. Daytona Beach weather. Oh, we got for tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't look great either tomorrow either. So we'll see what happens. I mean, every day's got rain in the forecast, but that's just Florida in the summer. It's hit or miss, but next 2 days don't look great. Next 3 days, really. Oh, by the way, FanDuel locked, I think. So let me look at some of these ownerships. Yeah, we're locked over on FanDuel, so let me see what we got. Looks like I found Brandon Cruz in here. Let's see, he's got he's got a junker lineup, which look, it's one of those things you can certainly do at a track like this. McLeod, Castle, Reagan, Cody Ware, Noah Gregson. I can roll with it. Anyway, let's see. Bubba's 39%, so I came in at 37%. About even there. Almirola 19, Briscoe only 12%. I thought he'd be a little bit higher owned. So if that translates over to DraftKings, looks like Briscoe might not be as high owned as I thought. Gregson's higher owned than Briscoe over on FanDuel. He's only 13% owned. What else we got? Let me find some big name drivers here. Hamlin's 32%. It's the second highest I've found since Bubba. Byron's 18%. What else we got? Bush is 24%. Elliott's 23% over on FanDuel. Jeez. There's no look. There's no reason. I know the scoring is different, but there's no reason Chase Elliott should be as high owned as Kyle Busch. Chastain's 19%. Blaney's 36%. So it looks like the two highest owned guys on FanDuel are Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, and then it looks like Denny Hamlin coming in as third. Sorry if this is boring to you, but Keselowski's 22%. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect, really. I'm not overly surprised about anything. I'm exactly even on Truex, it looks like. Jones is 12%. Yeah, I mean, it's what you'd expect. No real surprises. I think that translates to DraftKings ownership projections should kind of look how they should. Lakers Nation says NBC will continue golf. What channel is race on? If you mean right now, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're racing anytime soon anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Kay says, I'm so stuck on for cash. I've narrowed it down to these guys: Reagan, Keselowski, LaJoy, Wallace, Gregson, Almirola, Hamlin, and Blaney. Who should I cut? I'm probably cutting guys like Hamlin and Blaney. Like, they're probably going to be high owned, but I just don't feel comfortable with them in cash games. A lot they can go wrong. I'd probably start cutting those guys. Martin says, Monday race, no bueno. That would suck. Don't want a Monday race. It's even worse. Doug says, I got 15K left over. Let's go. Let's do it, Doug. I like it. I like it. It's a good week for it. Justin says, how are we seeing ownership percentages before lineup lock? I'm over on FanDuel. Looking at FanDuel lineups. They locked at 7. I wish I knew DraftKings before lock. That'd be great. And now FanDuel thinks I'm not a human. They're pretty annoying with that. Okay, good. Martin says, hit Briscoe now on DK. Yeah, I mean, if it translates, it doesn't look like he's going to be as high owned. He's definitely a lot. I mean, he's half the ownership as Eric Almirola. And I wouldn't say they're really too far off of being similar plays. So, like, Briscoe is lower. Briscoe's the exact same ownership as Eric Jones, and he starts, what, how many spots further back? 11th compared to 26th. Rob says, will the race being in heavy downpour? Oh, they're not going to race during the rain. They can only do that at a road course, and they can't even really do that anyway. They're not going to be in the track unless it's dry. You're welcome, Kyle. You're welcome. Jake says, are you going to be live till it starts? No, I'm about to get off of here. So if there's no more last dire questions, I'll probably get off of here. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Hopefully we race tonight, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. So I would find some other plans. And then if the race starts, well, consider ourselves lucky. But appreciate you guys being here on Saturday. Hopefully we don't have to see you tomorrow, but I wish you all the best of luck.